Hello, dear colleagues. I'm Akirke Joldasхан, currently teaching at Nazarbayev Intellectual School, г.Алматы. In this video, I'm going to share experience. To be specific, I'm going to talk about ways to assess students' work in the process. To begin with, we have two types of online lessons, which are synchronous and synchronous. And everybody knows that synchronous is kind of learning that happens in real time, which means students and a teacher interacting in a specific virtual place like Zoom, Skype, or on Teams. While asynchronous learning happens on schedule, which means teacher provides material for reading or general assignments. And methods of asynchronous learning include self-guided lesson modules, video content, virtual libraries. So it is all about self-study. And we teachers always have to focus on our classroom, whether it is online or offline, synchronous or asynchronous. And one of the problematic areas is assessment. We all know that in our education system, we have two types of evaluation. They are formative assessment and summative assessment for the term. And the main difference between these two is that formative assessment can be done anytime during the lesson, and it has to be done in order to understand or identify the problem. It can be just a quick quiz or an assignment. In contrast, summative assessment for the term is the assessment of the skills, content, and knowledge that have been taught during the term. And now, I would like to share some websites, applications, and methods of assessing students, which can be used for both formative assessment and summative assessment for the term. And the very first is well-known Google Forms, which can be found in Gmail. The feature of this application is that you can make quiz for 3 or 5 minutes in order to understand the problematic area, basically what students weren't able to understand or maybe memorize. The second one is Pecha, an advantageous way to assess both project work and assess speaking skills. We know that it is challenging to evaluate students during the lesson and engage them in the conversation since we are lack of time, but still we have 10 to 12 students to assess. Pecha is a unique method. Students can record it, or you can give them opportunity to improve their public speaking and let them present during synchronous lesson. In this method, students make a presentation of 20 slides and 20 seconds will be given per slide, and that's it. It is going to be very simple and you will assess speaking and project work. Also, you are going to teach them how to identify the main information and details. The third one is creating portfolios. Technically, it is the same thing as a traditional portfolio that we have in our classrooms. The only difference is that students create a virtual folder online. You can do it yourself, but it would be better if students would do it themselves in order to track their productivity and progress by gathering all the assignments and compare the results at the end. Basically, these were the three main application, function, and method that I used in my virtual classroom in order to assess my students properly and in an interesting way the last term. If you'd like to implement any of these, you have to always set up clear instructions and clear criteria for assessment, because students have to know what is expected from them. This is the end of the video, and I really hope you like this video and you learned something new for yourself. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.